Right, so Jody, you're from Nepal, you're working with the British Council, you have a project you've presented there. Tell me a little bit about your project.
Well, I am in fact a law student, and I have a project regarding empowering lawyers for climate change, and it's about a litigation part of law of climate change that I wanted to focus on. So it's about empowering lawyers and student lawyers for the prospective impacts of climate change from litigation part, so that not only science and other things works, but also litigation is of importance. So whatever the finding of science it is, unless there is programs and policies of the government to implement that, to reach it to the people, it has no meaning. So in that connection, I want to empower myself and the lawyers and student lawyers in litigation and policy part of the law of climate change.
So specifically in Nepal or internationally?
Yeah, it is specifically in Nepal, and I have chosen 3 law schools students for their capacity building with moot court competition that talks about the moot court competition that enhances their litigation power in national and international dimension on one hand, and lawyers through workshops and the trainings for them that talks about policy dialogues and laws and policies.
Is climate change, the subject of climate change, an issue, a subject that young people in Nepal are concerned about, that they talk about?
Yeah, in fact, the most important and the most optimistic thing that Nepal is going through is about the movement that the youths are involved in. There are a lot many organizations, youth organizations in fact, they are working in climate change issues, from advocacy, campaigning to policy lobbying too. The most important good sign we have seen is like there is a youth delegation from Nepal now. It's a very important government delegation is there from Nepal. It's a very good sign that youths are involved, engaged, and are trying to better the situation that we are going through.
I mean, what are some of the specific problems, climate problems that Nepal is facing?
It is like we have high Himalayas and the glacier lake outburst flood. Our glacier lakes are very sensitive in nature, so that we are having cautiousness in that connection, and the other flooding, drought, they are very common problems that we are going through. So these are the issues that we have gone. But still, I have to say, the scientific consensus is not yet much. But when we are already in post-cautionary world scenario, we have to act. Even though there are grey literatures, we have to but act now. That is the concern we have.
And what do you hope to see at the end of 2 weeks here in Cancun? What kind of agreements? Are you confident there will be some agreements?
Yeah, agreements in?
Agreement or... here in Cancun.
Oh,
well,
Actually, the important thing that I want is like, since I am one of the youth representing British Council in one hand and Nepal on the other, I want myself seeing in the negotiating table down 10 to 15 years in the line. So I want the first thing as a capacity building of my own, that knowing the international negotiation process and the concern that affects Nepal and the developing countries like ours. So it is must basically the capacity building of my own, that I'm grateful to the British Council that it has provided this opportunity for me. And the other is being the government of Nepal, the delegation that are already here want us to speak about their voice too as a civil society. So I'm working with the government delegations too.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.